Hey everybody, Dutch here from Build Gamebox, and I'm going to take you through building a choice tree tutorial. So first thing we're going to do is create a new empty project. We're going to name that project something along the lines of BGB choice tutorial. Then we're going to choose to save that onto our computer. We're going to create a new folder to save our code into, and then we will create the project. Now we have our new project open. We got our blank canvas and no objects. We will come in and start adding stuff to our scene. So we add a new object. We're going to add our first choice button. We're going to pick this green button over here. It'll import it. We then open up the properties and we're going to name this button Player Choice 1, as this represents the first player choice they'll have. And we're going to change the initial text to Go to Town. We apply that, and then now we're going to go in and we're going to add the other two choice buttons. We want them to be a little bit different here, so we're going to pick a similar style but a different color. So this one will be the purple button. And we're going to do the same as we did before. We're going to come back into this object. We're going to name it Player Choice 2 this time. And for this text, we're going to say Run Away. Now we're going to add one more of these to the scene. So we'll go back down to pick out the third button, this time the orange. And again, we'll name this Player Choice 3. And set the initial text to Go to Sleep. We'll apply all that. And now we have our three player choice buttons. We're going to start pulling them onto the scene. First, we'll take our button 1 for Go to Town, button 2 for Run Away. We'll try to get those on there as best we can, and then button 3 for Go to Sleep. You'll notice we don't have them perfectly lined up, but we see we can change right in here the Y level to 290 so that they can all be the same height as the first one. This is very helpful when you need to adjust things on your scene to be exactly perfect. Now we're going to try to move that one over a little bit to the right to give it some more space. It's not perfect, but there, everything's set up quite a bit better. Now we have our three buttons that we are going to use to make our decisions. So let's add in some text objects so we can start displaying some stuff on the screen. The first text object we're going to use, we call our main story text. And this is going to contain the text for our prompts and whatever story that we're going to present to the user as they click the buttons. We're going to change that up to a little bit larger of a size. And we can leave the initial text as text for now. Let's hit apply, and we can drag that onto the screen and see how it looks. Perfect. Now we want to add another text object, and this is going to be something for debug that we are going to use to show what our current location is or where we are in our choice tree. So this is going to be called location text. We're going to keep this one rather small because it doesn't matter as much. And we're going to set the initial text to display to start. So we will use this to put our current location in. So that way we always know where we're at. We're going to just drag that up into the upper right-hand corner. And that looks good for now. Now we're going to add one more thing before we finish the initial setup. And that is a new variable to track what is going to go into that location text. So we go into the add a scene variable. We're going to add our first scene variable here by clicking add a variable. We're going to name this current choice. We'll change this to a text, and we can leave this as the default for now. We'll be setting that in our event sheet soon. So this is our initial setup that will allow us to get through. But if we ever wanted to reset all of our options, we would have to quit the preview and reopen it. So now we want to add the ability to do that from within the game to make testing quite a bit easier. So we're going to add a reset button here. We're going to choose this red button, something big and obnoxious. We go into here, we're going to call this our reset button. Oh. And then we're going to go down to the initial text to display, and we will set that to reset choices. We'll hit apply and we'll drag that onto the scene. You'll see that the text doesn't fit very well. So we'll drop that and then we'll resize it so it looks quite a bit better. And then we'll just place that somewhere near the bottom. And this is good for the initial setup and how we want to set up the scene before we start putting together our event sheet. Thank you, everyone, and I hope to see you guys in the next video where we take the next steps to finish our choice tree. Thank you.